Alright, so in the last couple of videos, we went ahead and we created the syndication system. We integrated our own theme and all of that. So I guess now it's time to actually go ahead and start creating, the inside pages. The first thing that we're actually going to work with is this part, this slider right here. So this slider only contains the countries that are available to travel to on our own web app. So if we look down at the bottom right here, you can see that this is actually the same thing right here, but in a different display. So what we want to do, we want to go ahead and want to create a model, create a table, and like insert some dummy data about these countries, and we can simply go ahead and display them, and this will actually be everything. So the first thing that we're going to do is just creating the model. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up my terminal right there. So all I'm just gonna do to create the model, I'm just gonna go PHP artisan make a column model, and I'm gonna write my model name. So I'm just gonna create a folder first, and this folder will be country, and I'm gonna go and create my model, and this will be country like this. All right, so let's go ahead and press enter like that. All right, so as you can see, it's telling me that my model is created successfully. And if I go ahead tab, all right, and if I go to models, I can see this folder right here, which is country like that. So if I open this model right here, all right, so there is actually our model. So in the model, we need to set up a couple of things so we can hook this model to our table that we are going to be creating in the next couple of minutes. So the first thing that we need to do is to simply define the model name. So I'm just gonna go right here, I'm gonna go protected like this, and I'm gonna go table like that. So this will equal the table name, which will be countries like that. All right, so the next thing right after this, it will be protected like that, and it will be the fillables. All right, so the fillables are basically the column names inside this table. So the column name right here, I'm gonna keep this the name of the country, and right after this, we look down here, we have the population. All right, so let me paste this. I'm gonna keep everything with a small letter like that, and right after this, we have the territory. And let's paste this in. All right, so I want to also go ahead and insert like the average price. So I'm just gonna go right there and go EVG underscore price like that. So we also have description of this country. I guess that this is actually everything. If we go down at the bottom, yeah, we will see that we will need to insert an image and also a continent right here. And I guess that that's everything. So let me go image, and let me also go well, I want to go ahead and I want to write this word because I might make a typo. Continent like that. So let me copy this. Let me go right there, paste this like that. All right, so right after this, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go public timestamps right here, timestamps equals true. So this will actually this should trigger our timestamps, or just acknowledge that we're using the timestamps in this column right here, which is simply the created add and the updated add columns in our database. All right, so save this. Let's go ahead right now and create this table. So let me go right here and let me click new inside the database. All right, so just give it a second. All right, so there we go. Let's paste the name right there. And the first thing that we're going to create inside every table that we are going to be creating is the ID, and we're gonna make the ID auto increment, and it's gonna be the index will be a primary key to simply make this whole column values unique. All right, so let's go ahead right here and copy this and paste. So there is the name. Actually, this will be the length of 10, and this will be a length of 200 characters. And right after this, we have the population. So let me also paste this, and this will be a varchar. This will be like 30. We also have the territory right there. So let's paste, and there it is, the territory. Let's also keep this 30. So we have a couple of columns to make right here. So there it is, the average price. And let's make this so yeah, it will be integer and it will be 20. Let's go to the price, and as you can see, all right, so we can actually make this a varchar. All right, so we have the description right after this, and the description is going to be a type of text actually, and since it's a type of text, the length will be nothing. We'll keep it nothing like this, because since it's a text, it's going to be a lot of characters and numbers. All right, so we're going to keep it open. So the image is simply varchar, and it will be a 200. And right after this, we have the continent, also varchar, and it's simply 200. All right, so we have like 2 more columns to create, and this will be created underscore at, and this will be a type of timestamp, and the default it's going to be the current timestamp. So it will actually insert the current timestamp, or it will insert the current time once some certain record is created. So this will be also timestamp, and it will be a current timestamp like that. So let me click save. All right, so the countries, table countries already exists. It does not exist actually. It was just a weird error, you know. Every time, you know, working with PHP, my admin can be a little weird because it displays some weird errors sometimes. All right, so here you go. Here's actually our own table right there. So what I want to do next is simply insert a couple of fake data or dummy data right here. So the name for this, so it will be Caribbean, maybe, you know, the population, or should I insert something that I actually know to make this, you know, more real world, something that I'm familiar with? Maybe I will just go Egypt like this, and the population, I would say it's like 100 million, something like that. So all right, so let's keep it like this. So let's copy this and let's paste. So this will be 100, for example. So the territory, let's pick, you know, anything like that. And the average price, well, we can remove the M, and we can also remove this right there. And the average price, let me see, we're gonna pick this, for example. Let's paste this in. And the description, let's go ahead and pick up any kind of fake text. Just go ahead and insert this extension corporate Ipsum right here, and it should give you some fake text like that. And the image, if we simply go to our design, if we go to vendor, let's go to assets, and if we go to images, you will see that we have a couple of images right here. So as you can see, country -1, we can pick up this, for example, and let's copy this and let's paste like that. And the continent is simply Africa, created at. All right, so we're going to keep this as it is. And the second country right there, it's going to be like Switzerland. That's fine. The population right there. All right, so we can pick this up. You know, I don't know the population of Switzerland. So the territory right there, we can pick this up. And the average price, we can pick any kind of price right there. And the description, let me pick up big description right there and let me paste. So the image right there, it's going to be the second image. So I'm just gonna go copy this, paste this in, and the continent is simply Europe. I mean, I don't think I'm writing this the right way, but you know, yeah, we can copy this. All right, so great. Let's now go ahead and click go. So you can insert more if you want, but I'm gonna stop till here. I'm just not gonna dedicate this whole video to just inserting fake data. So there we go. There's actually our records. So what we want to go ahead and do next, we want to equal out, or we want to display these data right here. All right, instead of this static data, or you know, yeah, let's close this off. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and I want to go to app and I want to go to HTTP. If I go to controllers, you will see that I have my OS folder, which is filled with a couple of controllers for the authentication, and I have my controller.php and I have home controller.php. So this is where we want to display our data. So if you go to a public function index, this simply goes to a return view and it's going to the home, which is simply the home right here. Let's go into this view actually, which if we look down at the bottom at the views, at three sources views, you will see home.plate.php right there. And if you access the routes, you can see once we hit the home right there, the home link, you know, we will go and trigger the index function inside this controller. So we need to work with the index function inside this controller to actually work with the data or echo out the data. So again, let me go back right there, and I want to go ahead right here and I want to go let me see, countries equal and I want to work with the country model because I'm going to insert or grab the data from this. So I'm just going to go country select like this, and I'm going to go order by. So I'm going to grab the data. Let me see. I'm going to grab the data by the ID descendingly, so I can pick up, you know, the last data that I have inside my database or my table. So right after this, I'm just going to go get like that to simply allow us to get a collection of data or an, you know, arrays of data. So once I do this, I want to go ahead and I want to pass in the data with this view, with the home view, so I can actually use it. So all I'm just going to do is come back and simply pass in my variable right here. So now we can simply use this inside this view right over here. All right, so save this, but we actually forgot include our model. So I'm just gonna go use app/models/country, and we're gonna go to app models and we're gonna go to the country folder, and then we're gonna go to the country model like that in order to actually go ahead and import a country model so we can actually use it down here. So after you save all of these, go to your home.blade, and if we go right here, you will see that we have div with the class letter. So this is where we want to insert or want to echo out or loop through our data. So if you look right here, you will see container. Let me see raw, and we have right here a couple of let me see. So you have this right here, top dash banner dash 1, and this top dash banner dash 2. Looks like that we have that this is the, you know, we're gonna loop through this whole div right here. All right, so since we have a couple of those, as you can see, top dash banner dash 2 and top dash banner dash 3, and there is 4, and we need to go ahead and we need to remove those. And let's go ahead right here at the top of this, and now we can loop through our data. So we will only need one, since we're gonna go ahead and loop through this data, and we're simply gonna delete the rest. So to loop through your data, just go for each and go at go countries as country like that. So this will simply give this array just an alias, and we can use this later to simply echo out the data using the column name that we set in the database. And this will allow us to simply copy echo out the data. So just cut this and paste it inside this whole block for each. And let's copy this, and let's go right here. And there is the name of the data, for example. So let's paste this. Let's go name like this. So this will allow us to simply display the name of the data right here. We can grab now any kind of instantiation from this whole object, and just echo it out right there. All right, so right after this, we have the population. So I'm just going to go right here. Going to go and paste this like that. Actually, do not need this. Let's paste this right away. So this will be population. Let me copy this and let me paste. All right, so right after this, we will have the territory. So copy this. Let me go ahead and paste this in. So there is the territory. So just go ahead and make this small. And there is the average price. Well, let's go ahead and paste this in. Copy this first. Let's go ahead right here and paste. So this will be EVG underscore price. And if you're still asking yourself, where did you get this from? Well, basically, I will tell you it's simply a column name right here in the database. As you can see, the average price right here. All right, so I guess that this is all for now. Of course, we will go ahead and we will make the about page and all of that. A bunch of things should be dynamic. Also, we're gonna work with the about page right here, but this is just for displaying the cities inside this country that you can simply visit, but that's not the topic of this video. So after you do this, just go ahead and save, and now this will refresh automatically, and we should actually see our data dynamically right here. So as you can see, take a glimpse at the beautiful country of, and there is the country, there is simply the data for it, and it's not it's not showing the other country. It's simply just showing one country right there. So if I go down at the bottom, you will see these right here. So possibly we need to also loop through these controllers, class controllers right here, in order for this to actually show up. So let's try this out, because why not? Let's go ahead here. Let me see. I want to make this so it will actually be, I want to display the ID right here. All right, so top banner, and I'm going to display the ID, because if you look down here, this whole thing should be dynamic also. The banner right here should be ID, since we're going to make this also dynamic. So let me remove those labels, and let me go right there, and I want to go ahead and I want to also do my for each. Let me see. So I want to go ahead at this part, and I want to go paste this in, and I'm going to go and for each. And all I'm just going to do is I'm going to go right there, and I'm going to go right here and just go country, and I'm going to echo out my country ID right there. And this will also be country, and I'm going to pass in my ID. All right, so I guess that this will do the trick. If it doesn't, that means that we're going to leave this to the next video. So after I save. All right, so as you can see now, it's actually working. As you can see down here, so it's stopping at this point. Maybe we will take care of this in the next video. Maybe we need to insert like four 4 items instead of 2, you know, in order for this to work. Maybe it's like that. But you know, for now, I would say that everything is actually perfect. So, or maybe it's because of this part right here for these inputs. I don't know. Huh. So we can stop now, and I will look into it in the next video.